So, are you wondering if you are the divine masculine or the divine feminine? Today in our video, we want to go deeper and dive into that and what that means and how you can figure it out for yourself and feel peaceful with who you really are and really express your authentic true self and feel good about that instead of feeling blocked to that. So,
Or unsure.
yeah. So, what it means to be divine masculine or divine feminine? Well, so you're either 100% masculine or 100% feminine at the core. Like the essence of your being is either masculine or feminine. Um, and but your body or your expression doesn't have to line up with that or doesn't always line up with that, and that's what being transgender is. Like for me, the core of my being is when I'm masculine. I'm a man at the core, but I was born in a female body, so I am a transgender, and I've had to heal all of my blocks to masculinity, and also heal how I felt toward the feminine as well, and that's how I really got clear on who I am and what feels really good for me to express myself, and it was something that felt really grounded and peaceful and very expansive, and just there was when I go to this place, there's no anxiety there. There's only relief and really deep peace, and yeah, it's just that's how I relate to the world, and with my relating to the world in this way, it's without anxiety. There's no fear in it because it's my natural state of being, and yeah, that's how I found out for myself, and that's how it would work for you too. We can go deeper into that. Did you want to share?
Exactly.
For you?
Yeah. Well, no, I just wanted to say that is the key. Is that the whole purpose of this is for you to feel good, basically, and to feel at peace, and to discover, who you are, basically, and at the core, and that's all that matters. So, and this is something that you can do just by exploring how you feel about being a man or being a woman, or you could phrase it as like being a masculine or being a feminine, or how you feel about gender in general. Do you have any childhood, perhaps like experiences that you felt are traumatic, that you feel really colors your feelings about masculinity or femininity, or about men and women, or about gender roles? If so, it's good to be aware of that, and to seek help, with healing the trauma. I myself, had to go through some trauma healing. I did the mind alignment process, and Isaiah did too. Both of us did, to do healing around childhood traumas related to our gender identity. And for me, I had already come out as a woman before I went through the trauma healing program, the mind alignment process, but I still had significant resistance in myself to letting myself be feminine in the way that I am feminine, like letting myself be myself. I had so much resistance there, and it felt like there was like this hardness and this like wall up to it. And it was because of, I was holding on to these experiences from the past, these traumas. In other words, I guess you could call it a form of PTSD, maybe, something traumatic, right? And so once I cleared that away, I felt, the truth of my being much more clearly than ever, and I felt peace there, and I still feel that peace there. So that means I permanently healed the trauma that I had.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got super clear on who I was. I already knew, but there's still this inner conflict, and that's common. I think probably more common than we think for transgender people. Maybe to have those at least questions or curiosity or unresolved things, or sometimes conflict, and it can feel really chaotic inside to have those conflicts about who you are. Like, am I, a man, or am I a woman? Or that you are a man or a woman, but you have like these things inside, like these voices or experiences you're holding on to that make you feel really unstable and unsure there. And those upsets and those traumas, those are like what you're working on, in order to like find clarity about who you are.
Mm-hmm. And I also want to share that wherever you are on the spectrum of expressing yourself, in your self-expression, or in your identity, wherever it is on the gender spectrum is perfect. It's wherever you're at. You should accept yourself fully there, and love yourself unconditionally, because it's perfect for you and your journey and where you're at. The purpose of this and healing it is to for you to feel better and to explore what feels best to you, so you can have even more relief and peace and expansion and expression in your life. That's the point of it. And with that, it's a really deep process of self-exploration and going into experiences and into your feelings without judgment, and to really see what's there for you, and to love yourself if there's something that feels uncomfortable there. Mm-hmm. And once you love yourself and the uncomfortable feeling falls away, you can really begin to have clarity of who you are and what feels good to you. And I can just give an examples, like for myself, when I started the journey, I knew I was masculine, but like Sage was explaining, I had these really uncomfortable thoughts and judgments about men. Mm-hmm. And some of the things that I healed through was that I thought men were disgusting and smelly. I felt that men were just abusive. The masculine was just stupid and toxic and really not powerful. Like my perception and my feeling was that the feminine and women are powerful and perfect, and I felt that men just were like slobs and had nothing to do with anything good. Like sure. Those are the thoughts and the judgments I had. But I'm a man, I'm masculine, so these were just things I was holding against myself, and I had to go there. I went to each of these places without judgment, and I just was present there. And because these things, they don't make sense, right? Like, why is that thought and judgment? Why is that perception there? So I went there, and I loved myself there, and I just held space for myself and brought unconditional love for myself in that space. And every time I did that, I would fall deeper and deeper into my masculinity and feeling comfortable there and loving myself there, seeing men as sexy and beautiful, and that I am that, that like men aren't disgusting, mm-hmm. and that seeing myself as just accepting that I am a masculine being, and that means, I'm powerful. I am an attractive being. I am an intelligent being, even as a masculine being. Mm-hmm. And so those are just some examples of things that I cleared away, and I don't have that anymore. Like I really don't, because once you heal it and you transcend those judgments and thoughts and those blocks, um, you know, it goes away. And map going through map really was also a huge way for me to heal my trauma there and really get rid of those blocks for good. You know, and so that's what it's like to heal the blocks to your masculinity and femininity. And it's really safe to explore, and explore, don't rush, you know, you can take your time exploring this. And yeah.
Yeah, take time exploring it. You're invited to explore. You have to give yourself an invitation to explore and give yourself permission to explore.
Yeah.
And just be willing to just, reconsider things if you're curious, to follow that curiosity, feel your feelings, be aware of anything that, you may be holding on to, from the past. And yeah, just be aware of those things, because you'd be surprised. Like, obviously, I didn't ever really think very much about my gender before I got onto the twin flame journey, actually. So the beginning stages of it is, I guess, what started to make me question my gender. Well, no, a little bit before that, but that was just like a sudden personal awakening.
Well, you were identifying as a woman before your journey, right?
Just for a tiny bit, like a week.
Okay.
2
Yeah.
weeks.
So you were exploring it.
Yeah, but only briefly, because you see, like, I had all these, like, traumas and stuff, and these patterns of, like, giving into what other people thought and basing who I was off of that and what I thought would gain me love and approval. And so I didn't stay out of the closet, and I had the same similar kind of thoughts, except about women, that Isaiah was sharing about men. Not that women were slobby or smelly. That's not really much of ever really a female stereotype. But stereotypes that women are whatever, weak or insignificant or stupid or vulnerable to being hurt or things like that. And it was hard for me too, because I always saw myself as being someone who was very learned, and I saw myself as intelligent. I always did.
Intelligent.
I know, but I mean, I wasn't. Everyone is everyone has intelligence, within, and they may not recognize it. I always recognized it, whereas a lot of women in our society are taught to downplay that they're intelligent, or not to claim it, or that it sounds arrogant to say that you are, because there's this belief that men are the ones who deal with intellectual shit and women aren't. And this is a stereotype that I felt was ingrained in me, and I guess family and society, and that made you feel like there was some conflict between being feminine and being intelligent, or being feminine and being strong, or whatever it was. So sorting those things out, letting them go, healing upsets about that was key for me.
Yeah.
So that's the key.
Yeah. I also want to share one more thing about masculinity and femininity. The masculine gives. It's a giving energy, and that's the natural state and flow for the masculine. That's what feels the best and the most natural. And the feminine receives and is a receiving energy. So I also want to invite you to explore that and what feels good to you there. Mm-hmm. And if you have blocks to that, because there can definitely be blocks to giving and receiving, and this can 100% be show up in your union as well. And it's safe to go there and explore that and heal what comes up for you there. And that's a huge attractor for your twin flame in healing these blocks as well, because you guys are perfect complements. So the more that you go deeper into your authentic self, that helps your twin flame to do the same thing and feel safe, and it allows your union to just come together and feel um, good in being together. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to invite people to do that too.
Yeah, and about giving and receiving too. It can be like it's a feeling and it's an inner experience.
Yes.
It's not the outer. So like it's not like Jeff and Shalia in their book, right there. Yes, Twin Flames Finding Your Ultimate Lover. That one has a chapter in it, and it talks about like
Chapter 9.
Yes, it talks about do you like to give or receive during sex, and what they say too is it's not about the like position or the physical way or aspect of the sex that you have or you like to have or want to. It's more about the feeling of it. Like, does it feel receivey or does it feel givey? And that's what it's about.
And does that feel peaceful?
And does that feel like peaceful to you? Yeah, and also that some people. Giving is the masculine. The idea is that the masculine and the feminine, like both give and receive, but the masculine gives primarily and then receives the overflow of the feminine. And this is in like an inner kind of spiritual sense. It's something that's felt. And then the feminine receives and overflows, so that's her giving, right? So these things are not on the outside, or these things are of the spirit and of inside matters, and it's not about things.
And as you heal, you'll also feel your true body, like your spirit body.
Yeah, so, I feel it.
I have. What I'm saying is I have a spirit penis. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you will, as you heal, you'll feel that. And especially in union with your twin flame, you will be able to feel the spiritual truth of your being, of your body, and of the giving and receiving.
Yeah. So that's it.
So that's masculinity and femininity.
Yeah, the divine masculine, divine feminine, and letting go of all these misconceptions, these upsets, traumas, and
just love yourself and
self-discovery.
The message is unconditional acceptance and love.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah. No matter where you're at, how you identify, or anything.
Yeah.
Like that.
So thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And like, and comment, and subscribe if you have questions or like what we're saying.
You want more.
If you want more.
Hot content, fresh off the griddle, stacked high on your plate.
Yeah. And we'll put the links below to the book and also twinflamesuniverse.com. You can find more information like this, and yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see you in the next video.
Bye. See you.
Bye.